I'm Lorelei Salas. I'm the Commissioner for the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection for the City of New York. And I'm here to tell you about a case that we filed today. As I'm sure we all can agree with, these days you can barely get anything done unless you have a cell phone with wireless service. In my personal experience, I know that I need my cell phone to confirm, verify who I am when I need to get credit card charges approved, when the bank is seeking to confirm my identity, if you need to look for a business that whose location you're not aware of, you need to use Google. So cell phones really are a necessity for people every day. And if you are a budget-conscious consumer or you just don't have a strong credit history, sometimes your best option is to get a prepaid plan that will not require a credit check and that will keep your costs down and regular and predictable. So what happened here is that T-Mobile and its subsidiary, Metro by T-Mobile, lure consumers with promises to give value-conscious consumers a trade-off wireless experience and that they would no longer have to endure subpar devices, services, and coverage. The reality, though, for the over 100 consumers who filed complaints with our office last year, and probably a lot more consumers, is that they got a pretty raw deal. Consumers complained that they were sold used phones as new. They paid hundreds of dollars for phones that turned out to have been activated long before they were sold to them. In at least one case, the phone was blacklisted for having been stolen. Other phones were damaged, did not charge, or had some buttons that didn't work. Our own inspections, investigations show that in only 1 out of 18 stores were customers being told that the phones that they were getting were used. To add insult to injury, when consumers complained to the stores, they were given either another used phone, they were left stuck paying a financing company for a phone that they had returned to the store, and some of them were even cursed out of the store by salespeople. Consumers have seen their credits destroyed, and you'll be able to speak today to one of our consumers, Melvin, who has agreed to share his experience individually with reporters about trying to buy a phone and ending up with no phone, but charges that would not stop. I am told that other consumers who cannot make it in person today are also willing to speak to the press. So consumers were also deceived into enrolling in financing agreements to lease their phones that ended up costing them a lot of money. One consumer shopped for a phone advertised at $599, was charged $710 instead. The store employee filled out a contract with a financing company making up an email address for this consumer and recorded the sale price at $1,150. So in total, this consumer was stuck with a phone that cost her over $2,000 when she thought she was going to be paying $600 for it. T-Mobile advertises a 30-day guarantee return policy, but they omit that many restrictions apply and that in-store purchases only allow for returns within 7 days. Consumers have also incurred multiple illegal charges, fees, taxes. One consumer was charged taxes 3 times, twice by the store and once more by the financing company. So what are we asking the court to do? Yesterday we filed our lawsuit against T-Mobile, its subsidiary Metro PCS New York, and more than 50 of its corporate stores and authorized dealers in New York County Supreme Court for violations of the New York City Consumer Protection Law. We're asking the court to stop these illegal practices, to order the companies to disgorge the revenue made with their fraudulent activity, to set up a restitution fund for consumers, and importantly, to have these companies help repair the damage, help repair the credit scores for these consumers. Finally, to also award civil penalties payable to the city. So as I said, we are going to have Melvin be available to speak with reporters. And I just want to encourage consumers who may have been victims of these practices to come to us, to call 311. We want to hear from you. And or visit our website at nyc.gov/DCWP. So I'll take questions if there are any. Yes.
So for the Spanish speakers at home, would you mind
Claro.
basically telling me
Ya.
everything that you just
Sí.
said?
Sí. Entonces, bueno, hoy día estamos anunciando un caso llevado a la Corte por el Departamento de Protección al Consumidor y al Trabajador. En este caso, hemos escuchado las historias de muchos consumidores que han sufrido acciones ilegales por parte de la compañía T-Mobile, su subsidiaria Metro by T-Mobile, a través de como 50 lugares de venta. Las quejas que hemos recibido son acerca de teléfonos que han sido vendidos como si fueran nuevos, pero de verdad habían sido ya usados. Muchos de esos teléfonos ya habían sido activados anteriormente, hasta un año antes de que se compraran por los consumidores. Casos en que también han sido puestos en un pago de financiamiento con otra compañía sin saberlo, cuando iban a buscar un teléfono que estaba siendo promovido a la venta por $600, han terminado pagando casi $2,000 por el mismo teléfono después de que se han añadido todos los cargos por parte de la compañía financiera. Ha habido situaciones en que los consumidores se les ha cobrado cuotas que son ilegales. A un consumidor en particular le cobraron impuestos de venta hasta 3 veces. Y en muchos casos, cuando los consumidores querían devolver el teléfono, se han encontrado que la póliza, la política que tiene la compañía para devolver el dinero no es lo que refleja lo que ellos publican, ¿no? Ellos dicen que tienen hasta 30 días para devolver los teléfonos, pero en realidad los consumidores tienen solamente 7 días y hay muchas restricciones. Entonces, estamos pidiéndole a la Corte del Condado de Nueva York de que pare estas prácticas ilegales, de que ordene a las compañías a que establezcan un fondo para proveer restitución a los consumidores y que también les ordenen pagar penalidades civiles a la ciudad y que ayuden a reparar el crédito de los consumidores que han sido afectados. Y tenemos algunos consumidores que están dispuestos a hablar con la prensa por teléfono, y a uno de ellos, Melvin, que está aquí hoy día y puede hablar individualmente con la prensa. Gracias. Yes.
You're levying sanctions against T-Mobile. What's the follow-through to make sure they actually do this, that people get reimbursed, paid? What is the follow-through? Because a lot of times there's a lot of words on paper, never happens.
Yeah. Well, we're in litigation right now, right? And so it will be up to the court to make the decision of whether we have proven our allegations. And, you know, the penalties that we are assessing are per each time that the violations occurred. But ultimately, it's really up to the judge, to the court to make a decision, right? And once the case is final, those decisions are enforceable. So our goal here right now is to really make sure that consumers are made whole, and that's what we're seeking. We're seeking not just to have them get restitution for the money they spent, but also to make sure that something that's happened to many of them is that their credits are now ruined, right? And we think that the companies ought to work with all the major credit reporting companies to make sure that these issues are cleared up.
Do you work with the credit unions to make sure that it's an easy process to correct what have been done? Does your office work with them?
We have an Office of Financial Empowerment. We have financial counselors who regularly work with any New Yorker to help them improve their credit scores, to clear up problems in their in the credit reports, right? So certainly those services are available. In this case, though, we believe the companies are the ones who caused the problem, and they need to fix it.
How do you think they will?
Well, we have in the past, you know, in other cases, it's relief that we've obtained for victims in our cases. And one example, I think, is the used car dealership industry, where we have gotten companies to agree to help repair the damage on credit scores for consumers.
And did they follow through? They can agree, but
Right, yes. Well, we're very much in touch with our consumers. We need to make sure that they're really, they're getting the relief that is being promised to them, yes.
Regarding the bogus contracts that T-Mobile came up with, how did the consumer find out they had done this when it was done without them knowing it?
So you're referring to the financing
Yeah,
agreements?
they didn't cranking out the overall cost, then I guess faking their signature, the whole thing.
Mhm.
How was that discovered?
Do you want to
Well, I
speak
think
about?
it's different each individual fact. It's laid out in greater detail in the complaint. It's on a case-by-case basis, how different consumers discover how each individual deception occurred.
Yeah, because once this is out there, the consumer will want to go to the stores and say, I want to see my file, whatever. They're not going to just say, oh yeah, we just screwed you. There has to be some method of getting this information out of T-Mobile. I'm just trying to find out, how did the consumer find out?
Well, so how did they find out that they had new phone? I mean, used phones instead of new phones, right? Oftentimes, it wasn't until they got home, right? In one situation, the phone stopped working after a few weeks, and when they went to complain at the store, it turns out that then they were told that the phone had been reported stolen, so it was blocked. So therefore, it was not a new phone. It had belonged to someone else before. So a lot of the times, consumers know something is wrong. They don't know exactly what is wrong. It's our job, really, to, through discovery and looking at the evidence, find out who's been wronged and who hasn't been.
With AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, are you looking into how they operate also?
Well, we can't really speak about any other possibly pending investigations. Today is really about this case.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Did you have a victim?
Yes. So we can have Melvin speak with reporters individually.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
He's here.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for being here on time. Take care.
Thank you.